First and foremost, we would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakwadash.
Double honors to our apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations to you brothers preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity. Do me a favor and check the stream. Sure everything's straight. Water. So here we are, another week out in the highways and hedges. The water Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, for continually giving us of His Holy Spirit to come out and prophesy the downfall of this present evil world, man. You know, and to speak about the coming, the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai to establish, you know, a new governance, a new rulership. As it is written in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, we look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. See? And this is what our Lord Yahweh Shai is coming to establish upon this earth. You know, a righteous rulership, a righteous kingdom, man. You know? And what we're seeing taking place, you know, with this war with Iran, Israel, America, you know, it's going to get other nations involved. You know, whether this actual skirmish starts to elevate, you know, or whether it died down and then it picks back up. You know, according to the biblical precepts, according to prophecy, according to the Holy Scriptures, you know, according to Ezekiel 38, Russia is going to get involved, man. You know, Ethiopia, Iran, Turkey, Libya, you know, so all these different nations are going to be together, man. And they're going to fight against America and its allies. And it ain't going to, how am I going to say this, man? However long it is, it ain't going to be too long, then America's allies is going to turn against them. You see? You got something?
Yeah, this is Joel chapter 3 in verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
And it's been going on for decades, man. Do me a favor. Type into to Google, to chat, whatever you got. Ask them how long has these nations been putting more money towards their defense bill, towards their military. And when did the change occur? You know, that they turned from their infrastructure, that they turned from agriculture, and they started putting majority of their spending towards their defense, man, towards missiles, towards military. You know, because that's been going on for a while now, man. And we know America is leading the league in military spending, and these niggas losing like a hoe. You know. Shalom.
Yeah, no, they was.
It just says broad. It's a broad statement.
I was watching some videos earlier. The Apostle Tahar, and some of the elder brothers in North Carolina, the elder Kawad and the elder Amon Gabar. They was going into this. He had a dream, all right, of you know, the women. You know, pretty much there was no men in the city that he was in. There was no men. He was the only man left.
And even in the dream, it said that he said that the spirit pretty much told him that it was because of a major war.
Because of a major war, and the woman that was with him, she had army fatigues on him, and he said what? She shut the fuck up. She wasn't talking, and there was babies. There was babies that was with them.
That's wild that you saying this in this big ass bus pull up for women.
Damn.
Oh, women, I don't see no dudes on there.
Nah, that's the spirit.
Yeah, they're gonna come by the busloads, man.
Oh, that's great. That's even the spirit, because the brother from Orlando, I forget the brother's name, man. He did a lesson. He did a lesson on a dream that he had where he was driving a bus, and there's a bus full of women. He was like, it was Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom women, and he was like, it was a chick that he used to deal with. She was outside the bus trying to get on and asking them, like, please let me get on. And then he opened the door and let her come in. But that's the spirit that, you know, it is literally a bus full of women, you know?
Yeah, but the point of that dream was what? It was the war. All right, tying it into what we're talking about right now. They're talking about drafting and mandatory draft, signing up for the draft at the end of 2026 in December. Showing you that we're in what? The times of war, and this was prophesied in the Bible. We're reading it in Joel. Prepare war, prepare war. They're being gathered over there in the valley of Yahweh Shabbat. Okay? It's all biblical. Everything that we see going on the earth It's biblical, man.
Well, I got something real quick. I said, how long have these other countries have put more into the military? Yeah, it says, how long has these other countries have put more into the military spending in the recent years? And it says the global military expenditure has increased for 10 consecutive years, from 2015 to 2024, with 2024 seeing the steepest year-on-year raising since at least 1988. Many countries have consistently prioritized military funder over the sectors including agriculture to address rising geopolitical tensions.
You see? So wake up the mighty man, man. So you see the world is moving towards what? War, man. You know?
Yeah.
And that's specifically going into, wake up the mighty man. All these different world armies, but it's going into, the nuclear capable nations, man. You know? Because these nuclear capable nations, man, they're the ones that's going to be popping the most shit. Because they know what they got behind them, man. You know? That's why it says, let the weak say I am strong.
The equalizer.
You know? So here it is. I might not have as much, manpower, right? Your army probably bigger than mine, and you might have more advanced weaponry. You got aircraft carriers, you got submarines, you got fucking jets, and I might not have all that, but I got a couple nukes.
That
That's all you
Deontay
need.
Wilder right hand, boy.
You know?
Bronze bomber.
And they call that the equalizer right there, man. You see? You got more on what you read?
But I got a little list. It gave me a list on this article from SIPRI fact sheet from 2025. And it's talking about the military expenditure, and it's giving me a list, and it's ranking them. Number one who put more into their military is the U.S. The second one is China. The third one is Russia. The fourth one is Germany, and the fifth one is India. And it goes down, obviously, all the way to 33, but those are the top five that put more into the military spending in the last 10 years.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, all five of those nations is have nuclear capabilities. I know for a fact America, Russia, and China does.
India does.
India, I believe India and Germany. There's only a few of those EU countries that's nuclear capable. Not all of them are. Just ask that. How many EU nations is nuclear capable? I believe France is, I believe Great Britain is, I believe Germany is. But not all of them are nuclear capable, man.
It just says, the AI overview, it says only one EU nation, France, possesses its own independent nuclear weapons.
Okay. I thought that UK and Germany would be up there too.
It says with approximately 290 warheads, while the United Kingdom is a European nuclear power, it is no longer an EU member.
So the European countries, not necessarily EU, but European countries,
I got something.
It says, however, 4 other EU nations, Belgium, Germany, Italy, and the Netherlands, participate in NATO nuclear sharing, hosting U.S. nuclear bombs.
So they got nukes too.
Yep. But really,
Who is that talking about?
it's talking about Belgium, Germany, Italy, and Netherlands.
I got this.
This is that they hold nuclear weaponry in they land. Like, nigga, shit, I'm holding your shit.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I'm gonna use your shit, nigga.
And what you was going into before, saying the whole world in the past 10 years have been putting more spending into their military. All right, and that shows you who's in rulership. It says in the book of Revelations that he would take peace from the earth. What's the opposite of peace? War. So that shows you that this red horse is talking about the people that's in power today. And when you read Genesis, it says the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. His name was Esau, right? The first came out, and we shall call his name Esau. Wasted away is he, right? Later, his name was changed to Edom. Esau is Edom. So the Edomites are ruling. And when the Edomites would come into rulership, it would be what? It would be a time of war. All right, so that's showing you that it says that how are the hidden things of Esau sought out? It says that he will not be able to hide himself. So Esau's being exposed on all levels, man. He's being exposed on all fronts, showing you that we're in the times of the end. All right, and this place will end by what? It says, thus with violence shall Babylon be thrown down, and this war shall be fought with burning and fuel of fire. We in the times of prophecy, man. We living in biblical times, baby. All right? The most exciting times in biblical times, which is what? The second return of who the world they call Jesus, his real name being Yahweh Shai. By the time the Lord comes, World War III is going to be on and popping. All right?
Yeah, and everything's going on. I was out and about today, and there was hella people getting married and shit. They get all together, and it talks about nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's giving into marriage and getting, roughly paraphrasing that.
As in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. It's the fucking World War III, and motherfuckers worried about the dumbest shit ever.
Man, that's the spirit. Because last night I was after work. I'm talking to some Northern Kingdom Jakes, right? And they telling me, they're like, yeah, man, we got a trip planned to wherever they said they was going out of the country. And I literally laughed. I was like, here it is, World War III just got popping, and y'all talking about going on a trip. And I literally said
Yeah,
that.
but right now it ain't world, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's like it's skirmish.
No, I get what you're saying, but that's why the people in their mind, they're planning these trips. That's why, because it's like another, just like last year with the 12-day war with Iran and Israel.
Right.
Then you got Russia and Ukraine,
right.
And then what Israel been doing with Palestine. So it's like it's always been some type of skirmish on the earth.
Yeah.
There's always been some type of back and forth. So it's gonna die down and things gonna come back to normal. So right now, it ain't on that global scale to where, because when it's really World War III, the world gonna know it, man.
It ain't gonna be all this free traveling here and going there and this and that and the third. They still comfortable, man. But just like it caught them niggas in Dubai out of nowhere.
Yeah, right.
Them niggas was on their vacation in Dubai.
You're not gonna come
and
back
now their
home.
ass still ain't home. From what I remember.
A lot of people is not coming home unless you had like some pull, like Saint in the center, Marquette. He got some little bit of money, so he was able to make his way home. But motherfucker that just went out there, they've been saving up for years. They've been saving up for years to go to Dubai. Still out there, stuck.
I breezed past an article that said I think the Emirates and Qatar, I think if I'm not mistaken, they opened back up the airlines.
Yeah, they got to go all the way down there. Yeah.
But how much did that set those particular people back? And you can see on their faces, when they was making the videos like, I'm stuck, I can't leave, I can't get back home. All right, you can see how distraught they were on their face. All right. So let alone, how about when things really begin to intensify? You ain't going back home. That's not even on the list. All right, you ain't going back home, and there ain't nothing to go home to anyway. These are the times that we living in. All right, and we got to stay in that mentality. We can't get caught up like the rest of these people. It says, let us not walk in darkness as these people, man. We are the children of light. So we got to walk in the light, man. Knowing that what? It said in the book of Ephesians, awake. All right, out of your sleep and walk circumspectly because the days are evil. Roughly paraphrasing that, man.
Yeah. I can hit this precept real quick. This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, and verse 11. I'm going to read it in the NLT. It says, this is all the more urgent, for you know how late it is. Time is running out. Wake up.
Time's running out for America. Time's running out for this world. And the devil knows it. And that's why he's moving in haste like we was talking about last night at class, man. All right, the way this devil is moving he's moving with urgency. And when you moving like that, he's moving sloppily. Like, a lot of shit is uncalculated, man. He's miscalculating a lot of shit just so he can get shit popping and get shit moving, because what? It's late. The time is short. They should have been, they should have been got things pushed forward. All right, as far as their agenda. Okay, so now it's like, look, we just about to start making moves. And the Lord is what? Also, putting lion spirits, on them and pretty much sending their ass off. All right, giving them bad counsel. Okay.
Because it's all working towards His will.
Yep.
And it's beautiful to witness, man. So what we see is showing that the Lord is in control. That's why in Romans 9 it says, whoever resisted His will. So it's beautiful to witness, man.
Yeah, it is. We're seeing the power of Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai. All these nuclear capable leaders, they're all bending to the will of our power, of our God.
Because these devils, like You know, we're reading the precepts and we're speaking about particular things, and these niggas, either they watching for themselves or they're having certain people watch, and they going back and they're trying to go out, they're trying to not do what we telling them that they're going to do.
And they're doing shit that's making
But it's like Herod, you know, when he sent out that army to try to murder our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. You see, the more he try to offset prophecy, it actually goes in favor of fulfilling it, man. You see? These niggas got their left-hand seers, what was that, CERN? Or whatever project that was. They powered up the CERN and they calculate and look into the future, and you know that Doctor Strange on fucking Avengers. You know, he went into the future, the nigga got the tweaking and bugging out and shit. And he look at how many possibilities do we win? Just one. Out of how many? A million, you know? So this nigga, he don't even got one possibility of him winning.
Going in captivity.
Everything that he calculate on his left hand energy seek, crystal balls and black mirrors, and even his AI calculation. It all points toward, nigga, you about to lose. You know? So this nigga is doing all he can, you know, to offset what's already written. And it ain't no doing it, man. Go ahead,
Well, I'll just
finish what you got.
This is Romans 13 and 11. This is all the more urgent for you know how late it is. Time is running out. Wake up, for our salvation is nearer now than when we first believed. The night is almost gone. The day of salvation will soon be here. So remove your dark deeds like dirty.
And what does that night represent, man? That night represents Esau's rulership. Read that part again.
Yep. It says, the night is almost gone.
See, the night is almost gone, man. Meaning the sun about to rise. You see? Because according to the Lord, you know, in Genesis, when the Lord created, he said what? Evening and the morning was the first day, you know? So the way we calculate time is what? You know, when the sun set, that's the beginning of the next day. See? So we're in the third day right now. But the third day starts at evening. So we're in the night of the third day, and real soon the sun is about to rise, man. And according to Malachi, the 4th chapter, that sun is our Lord Yahweh Shai. You see? So the night is far spent, man. You know, or how did it say it in NLT?
It says, the night is almost gone.
The night is almost gone, man.
Yep.
You know?
It says that this world hasteth fast to pass away. In 2 Ezra, the 6th chapter, I believe it says that this world is vanishing when the books will be opened in the firmament. All right, and the books being opened in the firmament is the prime example of it. This live stream, man. All right, we at Iowa, we got people watching us that can watch us from anywhere around the world, man. Ain't never even been to Iowa. All right, but you watching the live stream. That's the books. The books is open, man. We going what you read Romans right now, man. All right, we just read Joel. We inside of the books, and we going into the prophecies, and we telling you what's about to take place, man. Go ahead. We can watch London, all right? Before camp, overseas, all the way on the other side of the world, with the books open, man. All right. Going into the prophecies, going into the downfall of Babylon. All right, it says in the book of Matthew that when this gospel shall be preached in all the world, then shall the end come. Which lines up with that 2nd Ezra, man. Go ahead.
It says the night is almost gone. Romans 13 and 12 in the NLT. The night is almost gone. The day of salvation will soon be here. So remove your dark deeds like dirty clothes and put on the shining armor of right living.
And I'm glad it said that. It says remove your deeds like dirty clothes, because the Lord is about to change this world like a vestment. Somebody pull that in Psalms, man. You know, just type in vestment, VESTMENT. It's in the book of Psalms, man. So the Lord about to change this rulership like a dirty garment, man. You know, this nigga Esau about to be fucking snatched off a body. You know, like a dirty piece of cloth, man. This nigga about to vesture. I said vestment. My bad. Vesture. It says vesture. You got it?
This is Psalms 102 and 26.
And Paul quoted that same in Hebrews, the 1st chapter, if I remember correctly.
It says, they shall perish, but thou shalt endure.
And who is the they that shall perish, man? The current rulership, man. You know, the people of this world. You see? They're all going to go down and die with the society, man. See all these people that's invested and you love this place. You know, like the brothers was talking about, yeah, they seeing people happy and marrying and shit. Brother talked about how Northern Kingdom talking about plotting. Yeah, we're going to go out of the country. We're about to do this, that, and the third. You know? Well, that's these people. They represent Lot's wife, man. You see? I believe that's in Luke, if I'm not mistaken. Yahweh Shah said, remembers Lot's wife. Somebody pull that, man. You know, you can keep reading, so let somebody else grab it.
Yep, it says, they shall perish, but thou shalt endure. Yea, all of them shall wax old like a garment. As a vesture shalt thou change them, and they shall be changed.
And they shall be changed. So this world is about to be changed, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, NLT. They will perish, but you remain forever. They will wear out like old clothing. You will change them like a garment. It says, you will change them like a garment and discard them. Discarded.
So this current, present, evil world is about to get changed like a dirty garment, man. You know?
Yeah, get put in that washer, boy.
Not even you about to get discarded. They ain't even finna wash this shit.
Throw it away.
You know?
Wash with fire.
That motherfucker about to, you know?
Wash. You gotta make it work. Washed in the fire. That was it. That song.
Yeah, go ahead.
That Luke 17 and 26. You want me to get the whole parable?
Yes. Because we need to hear why Yahweh Shah told us to remember Lot's wife, man. And this been the message. You see? This has been the message. Starting with Elder Abba Bivens to where we at now with our apostles on down, man. This has been the message. You see? That arise and depart, that this is not your rest. The great judgment is about to come down upon the people of this earth, man. You see? And the message to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you Israelites scattered abroad, you know, if your heart is burning at this message, man, you're an Israelite, man. You see? And it's time for you to get your act together, man. Go ahead.
Luke 17 and 26. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given into marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise also, as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold.
And I'm thinking of, there's a precept in Wisdom of Solomon.
I got it.
You know, he don't even know what I want.
Oh, I hope you do.
It ain't. I bet it ain't. I know for a fact it ain't. Let's bet.
What you got?
Let's bet. What we bet? What we bet?
It is on record.
Cheesecake, boy. I bet he don't. But there's a precept where it was going into the plague. I believe it was the plague of hell in the Book of Wisdom of Solomon. But King Solomon said that judgment didn't come without former signs.
Oh,
right?
Come.
Look that up for me.
Yeah.
So, you know, just extrapolating, when the Lord sent that rain, when he sent that judgment, it wasn't without signs before. You see? The signs was there that judgment was going to pour down upon them. The same as when, you know, he once again, using extrapolation because the scriptures don't illustrate it, don't highlight it. But even going to Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, it had to be some type of cloud formation or some weird shit happening in the sky when the Lord started to rain that fire down on them niggas.
Right.
So it was like there were signs that were there to show, like Yahweh Shah told the wicked scribes and Pharisees, you can discern the sky, but you can't discern the times. So the Lord always shows these signs before he acts, man. You see? So just going back to the days of Noah, speaking as a man, there had to be signs that was illustrating, nigga, it's a change happening, bro. Something wrong. And it's the same thing as today. When you look at the state of the earth and the course of things, something is wrong. And people feel it, but they can't put their finger on it. So speaking as a man, the same thing happened during the time of Noah. Same thing that was going on during the time of Lot, even though it happened so suddenly upon them, man. You know?
And even to add to that, oftentimes people would have dreams before these different things happened that happened during the time of Egypt, man.
Yeah.
They talk about how they had dreams of their judgment before they they start going through those things. When you read about in Wisdom of Solomon, I think when it talks about the days of darkness, you know, so that happens.
The apparitions.
Yep, the apparitions. Oh man, come on now.
Yeah. When it talked about, you know, them having dreams, you know, on the judgment.
Yeah, so you got that. That always happens. The Lord sends people dreams, and you've been seeing that happen on an uptick, man. Just like the brother mentioned earlier, the guy had a dream about the area, all right, being desolate of men because of a war, and then his cousin had a dream where there was no men, and it all tied in together. But that happens a lot, man. You know.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19.
So that's what you got? I know. I know.
Wisdom of Solomon 19 and 13. And punishments came upon this.
That was a tough one.
He ain't even let me get with him. I got it.
Song of Solomon, boy.
I could have said the wisdom of Sirach.
I got it.
You know?
It says, Wisdom of Solomon 19 and 13, and punishments came upon the sinners, not without former signs.
Now that's the point that I want. It said that the punishment came upon them, but it wasn't without the former signs, man. So there were signs of the pending judgment to come. And it's the same thing we see in today. Go ahead.
By the force of thunders, for they suffered justly.
You see, it says by the force of thunders. So before the Lord rained that fire mingled with hell, the weather started to change, bro. So it's like, nigga, this ain't normal rain, dog. The Spirit had me, bro. I was watching War of the Worlds the other day, man. The one with Tom Cruise. You know? I was highly disappointed, bro. I was like, bro, this is not what I remembered, bro.
Yeah, back in the day.
I'm like, bro, this shit was trash. Now the visuals was good, but the plot of the movie, bro, was trash, bro. Like, bro, the so-called aliens, bro. These niggas contracted a bacteria. These niggas got a common cold and dried out, died, and nigga, I'm like, bro, this ain't what I remember, bro. Yeah, that shit was.
The rawest scene is when they first popped up.
When they pop up and they turn them niggas into
That was
dust.
pretty much the rawest.
You know. But fuck, I forgot why I mentioned that. Oh, I was watching War of the Worlds. Now, before, you know, the aliens in the movie got into the ships that was underground, bro, the weather, the storm came. And then everybody was looking at the storm and they was like, have you ever seen anything like this? Obviously, nigga, bro, that was some unhurt nigga.
Like the power went out too. Like
The EMP, all the power went out. Nigga, it was like, bro, nigga, this some weird shit. So speaking as a man during the time of Noah, Joe, it was like, you never seen a rain cloud.
That's weird.
Thunder or lightning, bro. So here it is, you hearing rumblings in the sky. Bro, you ain't never heard that. You ain't never seen, you know. Nigga, you like, oh, bro, no, where Noah at, bro? Because something ain't right. You see? But they were so caught up in what they had going on. It's the same thing as these people today, man. But go ahead, you get back.
It says Luke 17 and 20.
Oh, it's more slot.
Wisdom of Solomon 19 and 13, it says, and judgments came upon the sinners not without former signs by the force of thunders. For they suffered justly according to their own wickedness, insomuch as they used a more hard and hateful behavior towards strangers. And so these people applying it to these times that we live in, and these people going to suffer according to their own actions, according to their own wickedness. All right, just like the Lord is a just power. Okay.
Now, when you read up in that, because I'm thinking, I assume that was talking about Egypt. But he said, but no, that context of what he just read, it said that they used those upon strangers. Now, the Egyptians, they did what they did upon friendly. We was friends when you read that context. You know? So I'm thinking, is that the part where he's talking about the Sodomites? Read up a verse or two.
I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, for they were yet mindful of the things that were done while they sojourned in the strange land. How the ground brought forth flies instead of cattle.
Now that's the plagues.
And how the river cast up the multitude of frogs instead of fishes. But afterwards, they saw a new generation of fowls. When being led with their appetite, they asked delicate meats.
That's the quail.
For quails came up onto them from the sea for their contentment. Yeah, then verse 14 mentions the Sodomites. But verse 13, it says, and punishments came upon the sinners, not without former signs, by the force of thunders. For they suffered justly according to their own wickedness, insomuch as they used a more hard and hateful behavior towards strangers.
Right, so that's talking about the Sodomites. So it's showing you before the Lord rained fire and brimstone, the weather changed, bro. Thunder, hails, you know, so I said I was extrapolating speaking as a man, but it literally just say that right there, man. You know, I assume that was talking about the plagues on Egypt, but it's talking about Sodom and Gomorrah.
Verse 14, for the Sodomites did not receive those whom they knew not when they came.
Right, it was the angels. That's why they tried to, and that wasn't, and just, it's another extrapolation. Them trying to do that on the angels, that wasn't the first time that them niggas was on some bullshit. You know?
They can come in the city.
Yeah, if you a stranger in the city and you own that, bro, let us know you, bro.
They try to turn you out.
You know?
Weirdos.
So these niggas was on some weird shit, man. So that's why it says that they misused the strangers, man. But go ahead.
For the Sodomites did not receive those whom they knew not when they came.
Which is the talking about the angels.
But these,
the Egyptians,
brought friends into bondage.
You see?
That had well deserved of them.
Exactly. You know, because we was tight under Joseph, man. You know, and then when Joseph died, the Pharaoh that didn't know him rose up and he got on some bullshit. Right?
Scared.
But how much more Esau Edom? Which he's supposed to be our brother.
Yeah.
Right? So this about to be a harsher judgment upon this dude, man.
And when he came over here, you came over here as a foreigner. You came over here as a stranger, and the so-called Native American Indians taught you how to live through.
As a friendly.
Yeah, exactly. We was cool. We made covenants together. We was cool.
The pilgrims.
Yeah.
You know, what they teach you in school is that, you know, Thanksgiving, you know, you had the Gadites and you had the pilgrims and, you know, they ate together and they had a good time and celebrated. But what they omit from the schools is that though they slaughtered them afterwards, man.
After that feast.
You see?
Got them fat. Got them drunk.
They don't teach you that part. That they slaughtered them after that, man. You see? So that ties in to what those whole ass Egyptians did. You know, and that's been Esau MO from the beginning. I'm thinking of during the time of Maccabees, where the whole ass nigga can't act like he was coming in peace, and then we put our guard down and brought the nigga into the city, and then he came in and slaughtered the city, man. But that's how the treaties he made with Gad. Then he turned around and broke them.
Yeah.
So there's about to be a great judgment, man.
He can't help himself, man. That nigga started seeing shit. He's like, oh, I can take this. This same way Christopher Columbus came. Oh, these niggas too peaceable. We finna take them.
He was like with 13 men. We can run through this area.
These niggas too nice. These niggas too nice. We about to conquer them.
Yeah, they grabbed my sword. You know, I think it's written out. One of them grabbed his sword by the blade part, and he was like, oh, so he was like, oh, they peaceable. They don't know nothing about weaponry, and we can conquer them. You know. Go ahead, and then jump back to that loop.
Wisdom of Solomon, I'm going to read that again, G&T. Wisdom of Solomon 19 and 13 in the G&T. But violent thunder gave warning of the punishment that was coming on those sinners. So that was a warning that changed the weather. You know, it's been you can feel this change in the atmosphere, man. You know, you can feel the change in the atmosphere. These people are recognizing it, they're feeling it. Like you said, they can't necessarily put their finger on it, but they know something, man. All talks about how everybody has different dreams, all right, but it's sevenfold war upon sinners, you know, different dreams and so on and so forth. So these people, man, they're having dreams and visions of the coming judgment, of the destruction, you know. It says they suffered a well-deserved punishment for their great wickedness. No nation had ever hated strangers so bitterly. Other people have been known to refuse welcome to strangers who came to them, but these people made slaves of those who were their guests and who had shown them kindness, man. So even applying it into what Esau did, like the brothers was explaining, right? It says every nation will be punished of it, punished if it does not welcome foreigners. But these people who had earlier welcomed the foreigners with happy celebrations and treated them as equals, later made them suffer cruelly, man.
So how much more vice versa? Because we were the foreigners coming into the Egyptians' land, and they welcomed us. But vice versa,
They came over.
you came as a foreigner into they home, and then you slaughtered them and took their home like it was yours.
That's why it says, miserable are the cities which
Thy
receive
children
thy
serve.
sons. Yep, that receive thy sons, man. And that's a beautiful thing, man, because these people, man, this place is going to go through great misery, man. And a heavy part of that is because of what's happening to the tribes of Israel here, man. What we suffer. The scripture says, I will plead thy cause. In the book of Jeremiah, it says, the violence done to me until my flesh be upon Babylon. He said, I will plead thy cause, man.
And it's spiritual too, because they had time. Lot went and warned his sons-in-laws.
Yeah.
So and then it highlighted that Lot was lingering.
Yeah.
So the angels had to grab him.
Yeah.
So however long that was, bro, the Lord was brewing up that judgment, bro.
Right.
So the people had time to recognize, like, nigga, this shit ain't right.
Right. I have time to
You know? And then boom. You see? And that's how it's gonna be upon these people, man. Just how the fire and brimstone rain suddenly upon those people, it's gonna be the same with the judgment upon the people here in this society. I believe it's Isaiah. Is that Isaiah 30? This breach.
Yep, right there.
You can finish what you got.
It says, verse 17, these people, it says, verse 16, but these people who had earlier welcomed the foreigners with happy celebrations and treated them as equals, later made them suffer cruelly. And we suffer cruelly under this devil, man. All right? A bitter punishment, man. It says, in the book of Isaiah, the 47th chapter, it said how what, man? We were given over unto the Babylonians, man. All right? And they didn't regard the old and the young, man. I forget exactly how it's worded, man, but it showed you that they didn't have no
The
mercy.
ancient has thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
That's what it is, yes. And they showed them no mercy, man. All right? So it's a just punishment that's coming for all the blood. It says,
I believe it said, what nation have not took part in our downfall? Where's the difference?
So they got a heavy punishment to pay, man, for what we had to go through under these devils, man. And they still doing this shit, man. Jacob's still catching hell, still suffering. So Yahushua is gonna come. Yeah. He's gonna return. All right, with his woman, his bride, his children, his friends. All right, in captivity under this devil. What you think he's gonna do about that, man?
Which is why this judgment is gonna be so heavy upon it, man. I think that's Revelation.
She's drunk with the blood of the saints.
Nah, it says that damn, it was just in my head and it left. I spoke about how the judgment gonna be so heavy upon it. It says the transgression shall be heavy upon it. I'm roughly, that's a rough paraphrase, man. And this is why the Lord's judgment that's pronounced against this place is so heavy, man. See, we're reading about in Luke, we're reading about the flood. The flood came just like that upon those people. And I'm talking about the day that Noah went into the ark and the Lord announced that judgment. It came suddenly upon the people, man. But yet they was being warned by the voice of Noah. Once again, using extrapolation, the sky changing. Same thing with Lot. He went and warned his sons-in-law. The sky changing. And then it happened suddenly upon them. Well, what's going to happen here in this place? Before those nukes, before the day that burn as an oven comes, and that's going to come as a thief in the night, it's going to come suddenly upon people. But before that happened, what the Lord is going to do to these people, man? He going to have them pine away, bro. You're going to starve. You're not going to have the resources available. You see? You're going to eat your children. You're going to eat your friend, as it says in the book of Isaiah, also in the book of Jeremiah. Right? It's going to be insurrection. It's going to be uprisings, man. Neighbor shall fight against neighbor with the sword. This is what's coming to this place, man. You see? And that didn't happen during the time of Noah. The floodgates just opened and washed their ass away. The rain, the fire and hail, brimstone just rained and smoked the 5 cities, man. You see? They didn't have to go through famine. They didn't have to fight for their life. They didn't have to go through martial law. They didn't have to go through pestilence. And all these people is about to go through these things, and then the Lord gonna rain fire and brimstone down upon this place in the form of the nuclear missiles, man. Go ahead.
Lamentations 4 and 6. It says, "For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her."
And that was talking about the judgment by the hands of the Babylonians, man, to our people.
They said that was worse than Sodom and Gomorrah.
Going into what they had to suffer while they was alive.
Exactly.
You know, because that fire and brimstone smoked them niggas just like that. You know? But Jake had to pine away in that siege.
Yeah.
Well, though the Lord is about to bring those two instances in history and amplify it here in today's time, man. You know, to where you're going to pine away in this man-made siege, and then ultimately the Lord going to rain fire and brimstone down, man. You see? Because of your wickedness, because of your deeds, and because of your side with Esau, Edom. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished, man. You know, because you don't want to repent, you don't want to come back and acknowledge your sins and return to Yahweh Shai, then you're going to die with the uncircumcised.
Yes, sir.
This judgment that's meant for the devil and his angels, that's written in Matthew the 25th chapter, you're going to participate in it, man. Well, let him get this real quick.
This is Isaiah 24 and verse 24 verse 19. It says, "The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly."
Now, when you read up, it goes into and explains how the windows on high are open. So that's going into the judgment that the Lord is going to bring in the form of what? The weapons of his indignation. Those nuclear missiles, man. Being shot up into the atmosphere and then coming down, man. Go ahead.
It says, "The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard."
And these explosions is going to shake the earth. You know? There's, as is written in many different places in the book of Revelation, how it calls it a mighty and great earthquake. You see? See, this judgment, the Lord is going to change the geography of the earth, just like how he did with the first death. But he's going to do it with fire. You know? So the power from all those nuclear missiles detonating, it's going to cause the earth to reel. Then, bro, the tsunamis and the tidal waves that it's going to create, the chaos that it's going to create, man.
Rise and shake terribly the earth.
It's about to be a devastating time, man, and we're warning you people about it.
That's the real Big Bang.
Hey, it's gonna be an overkill, man. You know, it's gonna be overkill because they tell you, you know, according to whatever they tell you that two of the warheads that Russia has, they said just two of them or just one of them can take out all of Texas and California. Like it has that much power to it, man. All right, just one of the warheads. Well, John heard the number of those warheads that's gonna get shot upon Babylon, man. He said 200,000, right? So if one of those warheads has that much type of power, how much 200,000?
In a conventional, you know, there are certain ones, you know, where it's like the real powerful heavy ones. It's only one warhead on that motherfucker.
Right.
But then they got certain ones that's advanced, where it's 12 to 15 in one missile. 12 to 15 nuclear warheads in one missile.
And that's what they're putting in paper.
Yeah.
You know, they say knowledge is increasing, so they expanded and advanced. You know, preparing for war.
Now they got hypersonic, ones that don't have to leave the atmosphere in that margin.
It can travel low.
You know, now it can travel low below the radar or the detection. You know,
And you even see that.
and according to Jeremiah, it says, "Shoot at her, spare no arrows, all ye that been in the boat." So all these nuclear missiles that are created, they are created to be used.
Everything, they shoot everything.
So all those nuclear missiles and those warheads, they're going to be used, man.
Well, stop.
You know.
Go back to it. Isaiah 24 verse 20 again. It says, "The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it."
Right, and that's what I wanted. The transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it. This is why there's such a devastating judgment that's going to be brought upon this place, man. because the transgression was heavy, man.
Yeah.
The sin that was committed was heavy, man. You finish it out, huh?
It says, and it shall fall and not rise
There
again.
ain't no coming back for America, man. As it is written in the book of Nahum, it says affliction shall not rise a second time. You know? And you get your precept. I know one of you brothers said y'all got something, read what y'all got, and then let's go back to that Luke.
This is Revelation 6:12, and I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell onto the earth.
It said the sun became like sackcloth of hair. Now, the Spirit had me do a lesson on those explosions that's happening in Tehran right now in Iran, you know. Now, it was a clip that Dabu had showed of what's going on over there, and he said it was the daytime, but when you look at the clip, it looks like it's complete darkness, because just from those explosions, from those different, you know, oil refineries blowing up and different things like that, the sky was just completely covered with smoke to where it didn't even look like it was daytime, man. So how much more with the nuclear destruction, nuclear missiles being exploded, bro, the sky's gonna be covered in smoke, man.
It says the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. In the book of Amos. It says, and the stars of heaven fell onto the earth. It's talking about the nuclear missiles, man. Alright? Looking like a shooting star, but it's coming down upon Idumea. It's coming down upon America.
Yeah, you can look up the illustrations, man. You know, they show you when it
Right.
comes, according to Job, how it come out of the silos and coming out of the body. It's shot up into the atmosphere, and then it starts to detach.
Yep.
And then what comes back down is just the warhead. And as it re-enters the atmosphere, it starts to glow. It starts to heat up.
They call it re-entry glow.
You see? So as John was seeing it in his vision, he couldn't tell you that's the re-entry. You know,
Intercontinental ballistic missiles.
he couldn't tell you, well, that's the warhead.
That is the warhead part of it.
He used the terminology that was, he had, hey man, nigga, this is a fallen star.
Says, nigga, the power is in the head, like a lion.
You know?
The power is
Do her.
So as it came down and it was glowing, right? He said, bro, this is a fallen star.
Yeah.
You see? So he used the terminology that he had to describe what he was seeing, man. Go ahead.
And the stars of heaven fell onto the earth, even as a fig tree.
So that shows you how many he's seen. You know, he didn't say the star of heaven fell from the earth. He said the stars.
Stars.
And when you look at the sky, you see how many stars is in the sky. So as he's witnessing, he like, bro, they fall.
That's fucking scary.
That
If you
is
just imagine a starry night, just imagine they just start falling towards the earth.
Even with the light pollution, like out here is whack.
Yeah.
But you can still see a good number of stars, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It says, even as the fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. Again, going back into that ancient day vernacular terminology. The fig tree, that looping motion, as it describes in Isaiah the 34th chapter, man. All right, it says that his sword shall be bathed in heaven. So that's not talking about stars. It says through thy precepts I get understanding. This is actually talking about the sword of the Lord. And he's just describing it, like the brother said, in ancient terminology. All right, so the Lord's sword being bathed in heaven like a falling fig from the fig tree, which is that looping motion, right? It's the Lord's sword, it's the intercontinental ballistic missiles. The brother just broke it down. And Job breaks it down. Job breaks it down. The Bible got everything, man.
The bow is still.
All right?
Yeah, so strike them through.
The iron weapon. Okay? The scriptures got it all.
Hey, and even in the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter, it says it was like an angel took a great millstone and cast it into the sea, and it said, "Thus with violence shall Babylon be thrown down." Man. All right, now when you look up that word, when you look up that word, violence, I think it's violence, but then you go to the root of it, it says a shaking, man. You know, like a great shaking going into what the missiles rocking this bitch, man. You know, it says, "Thus with violence shall Babylon be thrown down." So of course it's gonna be chaotic plagues, you know, just like in ancient Egypt. Before Yahweh Shai popped in, all right, thy almighty word leaped off thy throne and said that he entered into a land of destruction, man. So Egypt was already broken down by all those plagues, and then he capped it off when he killed all the firstborn. Well, the same thing here.
Even in one of my favorite movies, The Prince of Egypt, when Moses brought the plagues before it rained hail mingled with fire, the clouds and the atmosphere changed in the movie, man. You know, So it's just highlighting once again, these signs are here to show that judgment is pending, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It says,
And in these last days, look how many signs we got. Us standing upon our feet is the number one major sign. You know? Our awakening. You see?
The plainest sign too.
Which coincides with the upwards of the people, you know, the earthquakes in diverse places, the fire off sent out, the blood moons, you know, the solar eclipses, the signs in the sun, moon, the stars, as Yahweh Shah told us. Brother talked about the dreams, Joel, I will pour my spirit upon all flesh. You see? And even the state of the world, when you mentioned the apostates, but just the state of the world, period. Paul wrote it to us and told us that in the last days, men shall be lovers of themselves, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, truce breakers. That describes this world to a T, man.
Population here.
You got it.
It says, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a great wind.
Oh, it highlights the technology that would be, you know. The brother mentioned it earlier, the books being opened before the firmament. In that 2 Ezra 6, you continue to read down, it says that a 3-month-old child, you know.
Shall speak with the voice?
No, that's a year-old, shall speak with their voice, and then untimely birth of 3 to 4 months old, so a premature child, 3 to 4 months, would be able to be raised up, man.
Yep.
You know, so that's highlighting what? The technology that would be here during the time of Yahweh Shah's return. You know, it says that many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase.
At the end.
So it's highlighting all these different things that will be taking place and going on upon the return of our Lord Yahweh Shah and the destruction of Babylon the Great, man. And you see all these signs coinciding all together.
Like it says in Ezekiel, the effect of every vision. And Habakkuk, I believe you just quoted it, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. It's speaking. Everything is speaking. It says, Revelation 6 and 14, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. It's a mushroom cloud, man. Okay? It says, look that up for the visualization. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places. All right, going back into what the brother was talking about earlier, how the Lord is going to change the geography of the planet. The first death did it, okay? The first death being in the times of Noah, when the Lord flooded the earth, he changed the geography of the planet. At one point, all right, they called it what? Pangea, which means all earth, or all land. It was all together. But when
One landmass.
it was one big landmass. And you can see when you look at the map, all right,
South America fits right into you know, Africa.
Yep. But the Lord brought that destruction, brought that judgment, and part in which that shows you that what? That he declared the end from the beginning. In the book of Genesis, that's in the book of Genesis. The sixth chapter, the 6th and 7th chapter.
Well, these continents, you know, it had to be drifted.
It had to be separated.
It had to be so
for
that
the
uttermost side of the earth.
He set that up for the second death. The first death was setting up the second death. That shows you this is chess, not checkers, man. And you playing with the Grand Master. You're not even playing. You a pawn. You a pawn on the board, man. All right? It's the Lord playing against himself. It says that he worketh on the left and on the right. In the beginning, he declared it from the end. Let me divide everything up, all right? Because I'm going to send, first of all, I'm going to send these niggas into captivity. These niggas going to be disobedient. I'm going to teach them a lesson. I'm going to send them into captivity on ships. All right, so they're gonna have to go a long way, okay, and they're gonna go into captivity, but ultimately in the end, I'm gonna send nuclear missiles, it says, from one end of the earth to the other end.
And this judgment that I'm gonna bring on them, it didn't happen to nobody else on the planet. So this judgment is gonna be a key indicator to highlight who they are as I strip their identity from them. But the judgment that they went through highlights who they actually are. You know?
Yep.
It's a beautiful story, man.
Yep. It's happening. Revelation 6 and 15, it says, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and it's not talking, when it say rich men, it's not talking about, what's that clown ass nigga he was riding in the Porsche listening to Sade? Anton, yeah, he think he got money.
No, that nigga
think he rich.
He about to be real soon. He gonna see that he ain't gonna be no different than a bum that's laying in the grass right now.
Right. This is the rich man is talking about you above You don't got, you know, what these niggas got. These niggas got, you gotta stream, you gotta make videos, nigga.
These niggas that's in that circle.
Yeah. This is talking about the highest level, man.
Tech billionaires.
They got
You know,
underground cities, all right, and bunkers to protect.
Elon Musk.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
them type of individuals, man.
That type of money.
You know,
Got a couple $100,000. They got $1 million and think he doing something. $1 million not gonna save none of you niggas, man. All right.
even a nigga like Jay-Z. You know, they ain't talking about a nigga like Jay-Z, man. A nigga like Diddy. You know, nah, Joe. It's going into, you know, goddamn, yeah, that old money. Yeah, that old money. Yep.
It says, and the kings of the earth.
This is good. Rich men is going into people that control resources,
Yes.
man.
Thank you. It says, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
So you're gonna have different servants. You know, these niggas not finna go into the bunkers by themselves.
Exactly.
You know, these niggas need little servants and guys to pamper them, man.
Yep.
You know,
It says, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us. So that's, well, even that. It's a lot of these billionaires and millionaires and so-called celebrities, they're what? Investing into bunkers. All right? Which is
Yeah.
the mountains.
which is if your bunker is here in America,
You're an idiot. All right?
I think what was that? Khloe or Kim Kardashian? They were showing off,
Well, yeah, you're a
You know.
dumbass for even showing that.
and it's here in America, bitch.
Stupid. Yeah, Rick Ross, he's talking about Elon Musk. I bet mine's got water, purified water, and some crazy shit that fucking dumbass nigga was saying.
And in some of these bunkers and mountain retreats that they got, according to Second Entrance, it's gonna be their death trap, man.
Yep, yep.
You know, in Second Entrance it talks about damn, I think it's 15 or 16. It's 16. It says, "Oh thou Asia." You know, keep what you got. Yeah.
Second and
I
16
wanna-
at the top.
Nah, it's further down. You keep reading what you got.
It says, and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And you even had, when they had, I believe it was 2018, you had a nuclear missile scare in Hawaii. You had people, what, going down into the fucking sewers, okay? Trying to hide from the missiles, trying to be protected from the destruction. All right, it says, and in the book of Amos, it talks about them going into the Mount Carmel and also into the underground, roughly paraphrasing. All right, into the halls. You second, I just or the Amos. Yeah. Well, in Amos, it talks about. Marco, should I read that Amos?
It's Amos 9:2. Though they dig into hell,
They dig into hell. That's digging into the earth. All right, that's what your dumb, your deep underground hell military bunkers, man. Okay, go ahead.
though they dig into hell,
It said, "Oh, dwell deep, oh inhabitants of the dead." All right, deep underground military bunkers. Even these terminology that they use for this shit, it all lines up with the Bible. All right, go ahead.
thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up into heaven, thence will I bring them down.
Yeah, outer space retreats. All right, and even all their satellites and weapon cache that they have, all that shit's gonna fall and collapse, man. Lord's about to collapse this bitch. Okay, so finishing up on this this revelation.
Read the next verse.
And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence.
Right, the top of Carmel that represents the mountain, the mountain, you know, retreat, but it's a word, a mountain bunker, or you know, a mountain fucking fortress. You know, yeah, like these niggas really just like how they got the underground ones. They got certain ones in the mountains, bro.
Hidden and shit.
You know, where they got stockpiles and food and different shit stocked up, man. They think they finna run in there because that's what that revelation said. They shall run into the mountains and say, "Fall on us." So basically, they're trying to run into that mountain fucking what the fuck they call it, man. I know it's a term that they call it, but mountain retreat. You know, I'm thinking of the movie Kingsman.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when Samuel L. Jackson, he was had the phone thing and everybody was bugging out and shit, and he put that thing in there in the motherfucker's head, in their neck. Well, they had to fly into that mountain. They flew into that mountain, you know,
Oh, some Batman shit.
where they was all, you know, chilling and shit, man. You know, and it was all what? Rich men. You know.
I was thinking Austin Powers too.
Batman.
Go ahead.
And though they hide themselves at the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and it shall bite them.
Yep. So Leviathan gonna get some action in too, man.
That's
You know, these niggas think that they safe certain many miles.
right.
You know, nah, nigga. Thinking you cool underwater. Nah. Thinking that ain't nobody gonna find me here.
Right.
It's a scary creature now.
And it's not even far-fetched because I'm thinking about, you know, this over Iran, they got missile cities underground. They've got just underground, you know, cities, just missile after missile after
So
missile.
there's reports that America has an underground system, and that they can travel from California to New York underground.
Exactly.
You know, you had certain guys that testified. It was like, yeah, I seen it. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Miles.
So it ain't just America. It ain't just Iran. There's different places on the earth, man, where these people got, you know.
Yeah. They talk about how them little hats got an underground system over in Brazil, man. You know, over in South America. So, you know, it's gonna be man raw as hell when police come down from the heavens and go grab them niggas up. What? That's gonna be a blast, man. The Lord's will be a part of that, man. But you got it.
Is that it on the Amos? It's back in Revelation 6 and verse 16. It said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. They're going to hide from Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, man. Alright? These not only, you know, for the missiles, they're going to be in there scared, man. Alright? Because they're going to know that it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai that brought this destruction. It said that they were received, the elect was received into a cloud and their enemies beheld them. And we only gonna be up there for a little bit. It says, come into your chambers while the indignation pass.
For a little small moment.
For a little moment. And then what, after the indignation pass, things cool down, however long that is, New Jerusalem is gonna come down from heaven as a bride adorned for a husband, meaning what? In new bodies, man. He said, I'll make you a sharp threshing instrument, a new sharp threshing instrument. Alright, so immortals, incorruptibles gonna come and conquer the planet, man. And this was all written in the Bible. The same Bible that, what was it, Reagan, he said is the law of the land. Alright, the same Bible that your politicians, your presidents, they come and swear upon. Alright? The same Bible that's in all the hotels is prophesies the end of this vile society. And it prophesies what's gonna happen when this society goes down. It's obvious that we're in the end of this place. Alright, as the war intensifies over there, okay, it's gonna lead to the destruction of America.
And just as the Lord sent plagues on Egypt as before, what did he do? He broke it down economically before he actually brought physical judgment, man. Well, it's going to be the same thing, you know?
Yeah. One more verse.
This place is about to be broken down economically, and with that Strait of Hormuz being closed, gas prices, energy prices, man, skyrocketing, you know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So it says in Isaiah 24, it says the city of confusion is broken down. So the Lord, the breaking down of the city of confusion being America has already begun. All right? Revelation 6 and 17, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? The great day of the Lord's wrath is upon America, man. It's upon this world, upon this society, man. Who's going to be able to abide it? Well, the scriptures tell us in the book of Isaiah 33, it says that the hypocrites in Zion are afraid, the sinners in Zion are afraid and surprised. All right? It says, who shall abide the devouring fire? Okay? The devouring fire, who's going to be able to abide it? It says, he that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 33 and 13. Hear ye that are far off what I have done, and ye that are near acknowledge my might.
Acknowledge my might. Everybody's going to acknowledge the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right.
Just like how the Egyptians, all right, and their magicians, they had to acknowledge Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, just like how after Egypt went down, and all the other nations that heard about what happened to Egypt, you heard what happened to the last security guard, right? They had to acknowledge the power of Yahweh and what he did for the Israelites, man. So it's the same in these times that we're living in. The whole entire earth is going to bow to the name of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and their tongues is going to confess, man. All right, go ahead.
It says, when men will not believe that thou art of full power, thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it, he maketh their boldness manifest. Man. And that's Sirach 36. It says, show new signs, show
Other
strange wonders, you know? Show forth his might and his power, roughly paraphrasing that, man. The Lord is going to work, and he just getting started.
Yeah, he said, let them know you like how we know you.
Yeah.
And we know that the Lord is omnipotent. All right, we know that he's the all-knowing, the omniscience. All right, the omniscience, however you want to say it, man. Meaning the all-knowing, the omnipotent, meaning the omnipresent. He's everywhere. All right. And the whole world is about to know it, man. They're going to cast their gods and their idols into the streets, man. All right? Because Buddha not going to save nobody, man. Allah, all you dumbass niggas talking about some Ramadan. All right? Niggas still eat pork talking about some Ramadan. Allah not going to save you, man. It's a spirit, because when I was at the gym earlier, as I was leaving, I seen a bumper sticker that said, Jesus saves. And on one side, I'm like, Yahweh, that's a sign that Yahweh Shai saves. All right. On the other side, all right, Jesus ain't gonna save nobody, man. All right. Jesus can't save you, man. It says there's no other name given amongst men whereby we must be saved, and that name ain't Jesus, man. His name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and he's only coming to save his elect. He's only coming to save his chosen, man.
Yeah. It says, verse 14, Isaiah 33 and 14, the sinners in Zion are afraid.
The sinners in Zion are afraid, man. Which is majority of Zion, man. Zion is another name for Israel. Majority so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Fear is about to overtake you, man. All right, because the Lord is about to bring evil upon you that you're not going to be able to escape. We're telling you the way of escape. We're giving you straight commandment through the Spirit of the Lord on what you should do to escape and avoid punishment, but you're not taking heed. You're being disobedient. You're being rebellious. Therefore, the Lord is going to laugh when he sends his fear upon you, man. Or when he sends your fear upon you. He's going to send your darkest fears upon your ass. He's going to torment you. He's going to torture you with plagues because of your doings. All right?
It says, the sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness has surprised the hypocrites. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings?
And then the nigga's going to be surprised. All right? Oh my gosh, it's raining. Nigga, you didn't see the, like we've been going into. There's all these different signs, nigga. The thunder, the clouds, all these different signs. And then when hell really break loose, oh my gosh, what's happening? We've been telling you what's happening, man. But you didn't hear it. You was too caught up in chasing the bag. You was too caught up in the ways of this world, partying and bullshitting. Too caught up in entertainment, man. Go ahead.
Verse 15, he that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despiseth the gain of oppressions, that shaketh his hands from holding of rods, that stoppeth his ears from hearing of evil,
abstaining from the wickedness of this world, walking in righteousness in a wicked world, walking in righteousness in wicked bodies, man. Speaking uprightly, speaking this truth in this totality, man. All right, rightly dividing the word of truth. That's who's going to be able to abide the day of the Lord. Go ahead. That's who's going to make it out of it. All right, it says that I'll bring the third through the fire. They shall be tried as gold and refined as silver. I shall be their God, and they shall be my people, and they shall call upon my name. Roughly paraphrasing, man. Go ahead.
it says, he that despiseth the gain of oppressions, that shaketh his hands from holding of bribes, that stoppeth his ears from hearing of blood, and shutteth his eyes from seeing evil, he shall dwell on high. His place of defense shall be the munitions of rocks. Bread shall be given him, his water shall be sure.
Yeah, so he's going to be protected, man. He's going to be defended, all right? And that's what it says in the book of Revelation, or in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter. It talks about Michael returning to what? To defend the children of thy people. Going back into that Zechariah I just quoted, it's not talking about all Israel. It's talking about the elect, all right? That's calling upon his name in truth and in sincerity. It said all Israel is not of Israel. We quoted it earlier that Isaiah, come my people, enter thou into thy chambers. All Israel is not going into the chambers. It's only the elect that is going into the so-called UFOs and so-called UAPs. Go ahead.
It says, Thine eyes shall see the King in his beauty.
That's Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Not only are we going to see him, but he's going to change our vile bodies that it may be likened unto his glorious body, man. We're going to be immortal. We can't even describe how powerful them bodies is going to be. All we know is that they can't die, all right? That's what we know about them bodies. They can't die. They can't sin, okay?
They can fly.
They don't deteriorate, all right? They gonna fly. They can teleport, okay? They can manipulate the elements, all right? So on and so forth. We just barely scratching the surface of what the Lord has promised unto us. And this is real.
Yeah.
Israel, go ahead.
Thine eyes shall see the King of it in his beauty. They shall behold the land that is very far off.
Thy eyes shall see the King in his beauty. It said, who is this that cometh from Edom with thy garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. All right, and the land that is very afar off, that's going back to our land. And that land's going to get shooken up too, man. It talks about a shaking in the land of Israel, okay? Missiles going to touch that place too. Because we got extermination of the rats, the infestation of the roaches that's out there, man.
Yeah.
They got to be cleansed,
Yeah.
okay? That's it.
We got one real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3:19. It says, "For horrible is the end of an unrighteous generation." And we're in that generation where the Lord is about to make this place. It's about to be a horrible judgment for this place, man. For the wicked, you know.
Yep.
And,
That's what Yahweh Shah said in Matthew 24. No, 23, I'm sorry. Matthew 23. Where he said, these things shall not pass.
To this generation.
You know, this generation shall not pass until all things be fulfilled. Roughly paraphrasing how he said it, man. You know, so this is that horrible generation. This is the time that the Lord is going to pay back his enemies, man. You know?
And when you read up on verse 17, it said, "For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor." Hey, this is the last time any age of any nation is going to rule, man. You got all these other nations that's fighting for the next one to rule, but they all gonna lose, man. It's just that simple, man. The Lord is about to establish his righteous kingdom here on earth, so he had to destroy this one with that second death, which is fire. The Lord about to bring fire to this place to cleanse it out, man. The wicked has did their job, man. They're no more. They're not needed anymore.
They're needed for captivity. That's what
it.
they're needed for.
Yep.
That's your next job, all right?
To build our walls.
To build our walls, our streets is gonna be paved with gold. We're not gonna have dirt in our nails, all right? We're not gonna get, dirt, sweat not gonna hit our brows, man. All right, these heathens is gonna build up, all right, our kingdom.
Let's even finna, go back to before Adam sinned. You know, when Adam sinned, what did he say? He said, "By the sweat of our brows shalt thou get bread." You know, before then, Adam didn't have to work the earth, and so we're going back to that, to where these heathen are gonna, you still gonna have to work the earth, but we ain't gonna be the ones doing it, man.
Yeah.
You know.
And I believe after that first 1,000 years, the earth is going to start getting its strength back, and it's going to start producing like how it was in the beginning. All right?
It's definitely gonna get its youth back.
Yep.
You know.
We even seen that just with the earth getting somewhat of a rest during like when
Pandemic.
Yeah, when that the pandemic happened, man. You know, so certain areas were shut down, and the earth already began to start, cleansing itself, man. The air got cleaner.
It's a living organism.
Different animals started coming out, and the waters and different,
filtering.
it started getting better just from giving it a break, for a week or two.
Yeah, well, you let the Lord system
do
what it's supposed to do. You know,
Right there.
like for instance, bro, like you stop niggas fucking, bro, this nigga's all in the oceans, bro. Got a net just scraping up the bottom of the ocean, bro. This nigga get clams, snails, oysters, goddamn shrimp, like
All the filters.
once that stop, it's gonna be an increase in those animals again.
Balance.
What's gonna happen? It's gonna cleanse itself, for lack of a better word, man. You know, this nigga ain't out there whaling. You know, you got the Japanese and goddamn Asian niggas are whaling, killing, hunting whales and shit, bro. Like, you know the importance that the whales have towards the ecosystem as a whole, bro.
Yeah.
It's important, bro. You know?
devil kill. The beaver, you know what I'm saying?
The beavers, bro,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he
Wolves.
For some shit that they secrete out their ass, they using it in perfumes and shit. Yeah, that's this devil. He don't understand that everything has a purpose. He's
Yeah.
misusing all the Lord's creation.
This nigga thought, man, because this documentary I was watching, man, it was going into how these different animals help, you know, the world's ecosystem. You know, I probably showed it to y'all, brothers. I showed you the one with the wolves, and how when the wolves was reintroduced, even the ones with the beavers. You know, there was one with the whales, bro, and it was highlighting how Esau, dumbass, thought, well, if I hunt these whales, there'll be more fish for us. So the nigga started hunting the whales, bro, and the fish population decreased. So he like, bro, what the fuck? The whales eat the fish. So if I can take more whales, it should be more fish. Like, this is how this nigga reason. Not understanding that it's a whole, all those things keep everything in line. The more whales they are, the more fish there's gonna be. You know? Because it's all connected, man. You know?
This devil fucked up the rotation, man.
Because the whale, it talked about how the whales when they fucking digest, you know, I don't want to be too vulgar. When they digest, the plankton come up and the little, you know, and it eat all that, and then that's what feed the fish, and it's a whole cycle, bro.
The circle of life.
The circle, yeah, the Lion King, man. So it's a whole process to it. It's like, bro, the Lord knew what he was doing, bro. You know? And this nigga come in and try to disrupt that flow. You know, it's like you got the gears, you know, on the machine, and the machine work perfect, and you just go and take a gear off. You know, or like your I'm thinking of your watch, your wristwatch. It tells time because of the gears. You know, you take one gear off, that's gonna fuck up the watch from working properly, man. You know, so it's the same thing when it's the functioning of these different animals in their proper habitat, man. This nigga take one animal out of its habitat and put it somewhere else where it ain't fucking supposed to be, man.
So you're destroying two different habitats at once.
Then he wonder why the natural, you know, people, it is people, the ants are people, but they wonder why, you know, that for lack of a better word, the natural species in this area is declining. You know? Because of this invasive species that you introduced.
Foreigners.
And that's what Esau is, man. He's an invasive species,
He really
man.
is. He's a germ.
You know, he's a vagabond. Like, this nigga's been fleeing. He's evasive.
Pathogen.
An evasive species is a species that's,
Don't belong.
you know, it's like, nigga, he don't belong here, but then when you go and try to get the numbers intact, like this nigga, he evasive.
Yeah.
And that's what this nigga is, man. He's an invasive species, man. You know?
He doesn't belong, and that's why he's going to be gotten rid of after a certain time. Again, after building up our kingdom, there's not going to be any use for him. Said that the wicked was created for the day of evil, so that's what we see playing out. And then after that, you're going to build up our kingdom, and then we're not going to have any use for you, man. Okay? The Lord's going to get, it says that the physician cutteth off a long disease. You're going to perish forever like your own dung.
That's why I tell you what, that the Lord gonna destroy him that destroyed the earth.
Yeah.
Revelation 11:18. If you see this devil, everything he touched, he destroys it.
Yeah, the nigga see it. You know, the fucking bugged out child on Toy Story that lived next door to Andy.
Weird.
You know, this nigga see it, bro.
They got sharp teeth.
You know? But we can jump back to that Luke.
Con, this is Luke 17 and 26.
This nigga put the baby doll head on the spider.
On a robot spider.
On a robot spider. That's this nigga, bro. That's one of the best analogies, bro.
This nigga spliced goat with spider DNA. So when you milk the goat's milk is filled with spider web.
This nigga's a clown.
You can look it up. It's like, bro, what is you doing? So now you milk the goat. Now it's nothing but spider web inside the goat's milk. What the fuck is wrong with you?
And then your taxpayer dollars are paying for it. He makes you pay for the shit.
I seen one, bro. Brothers were sharing like it's an old black and white picture, so it was old, you know. And it was I think this nigga was German, if I'm not mistaken. But it's this dumbass Edomite scientist, bro. The nigga cut off the head of one dog and attached it on another dog and chronicled how long those dogs can live. Both dogs died not too long after that, bro. But this nigga just experimenting on how long these dogs will live if I cut off his head and put it on his body.
Mad scientist, man.
That's who's ruling, bro.
Yeah.
This is what happens when this nigga has control of the earth's resources.
Not fit to do.
You know, just like how Adam was given charge over everything, you know, and the Lord brought everything unto Adam to name. Well, this nigga wants that position.
Yeah.
This is why when you look at the so-called official name of everything, it's a Latin name.
Yep.
Even human beings. What do you call human being? Homo sapiens. It's all Latinized, man. When you look at the plants, it's a Latin name. You know, when you look at the animals like the lion, they call it Leo something. You know? And it's like, bro, like nigga,
Leon.
look what he does when this nigga has control over the earth and its resources, man. This nigga splicing creatures that ain't supposed to be put together, you know,
Liger.
which they naturally they don't mate in the earth, but if they wasn't of the same species, they wouldn't be able to mate.
Yeah, he forces them. He forces like shit like that. He just do shit that you're not supposed to do.
He like doing shit like that.
Yeah, causing what? Chaos. That's the Warriors. What is he doing? Just causing chaos. As I forget his name, the head. He was trying to bring everybody together. All right, he was trying to bring everybody together, but then he, the fucking Edomite, he shot him and caused a fucking gang war, and then blamed it on the Warriors. The Warriors did it, and they asked him, "Well, what the fuck you do that for?" I just like doing shit like that. That's this devil. He just like causing chaos. He don't like peace. I don't like that shit. Niggas is, you have a conversation with he's looking, watching you. These niggas is laughing. All right, it's like I seen a video. You know, a woman, you sitting there chilling. All right, you start relaxing, and she see your ass relaxing. Oh hell nah! Start fucking causing chaos in the crib, man. All right, that's this devil, man. Hold on, these niggas in the garden chilling. Happy day? Oh hell no, we gotta fuck that up. Like the brother said, now that this devil has all the resources, what did he do with it? Let's make bombs to destroy shit. Let's make
Get this nigga an island. Get this nigga an island. Look what the nigga doing on the island,
let's
man.
bring babies here, eat them, and
Every day. It's like,
play with them sexually. That's who's in rulership. You think the creator is not gonna bring this devil down soon? You're not gonna keep all your dirty laundry is being put out on Front Street. Why? So that when that judgment comes, everybody see why, man. Everybody knows what you got it back in that loop.
This is Luke 17 and 26. It says, and as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man.
What the brothers in Dallas call it, pre-flood behavior. That's what we see taking place. All right, pre-flood behavior. All right, all the wickedness that's going on. What was happening before the flood? It says that men's hearts was evil continually, and the Lord was not at all in their thoughts. That's these people today, man. The Lord is not in their thoughts. The Creator is not in their thoughts. In their everyday actions is not dictated off the Creator.
And they ignoring the sign. They ignoring that thunder, that you know what I'm saying, the lightning and all those things. And then that raindrop fall on their head. Then that's when they realize shit about to get real.
Nigga walking, you know, whatever the fuck he going to go do, man, minding his business, and then a goddamn geyser shoot up on his ass, man. You know, because that's, you know, the Lord said he opened up the windows of heaven, and he broke up the fountains of the great deep, bro. So the water was shooting out of the ground, bro. You know, so you just imagine, that lines up with that Isaiah that I quoted earlier, where it says this breach, it's like a swelling in the wall, man. You know? So when those geysers shoot forth water, bro, that's like pressure. You know, it's like pressure building, and then it builds up, and then it shoots out, man. So that's how the, you know, just once again extrapolate. That's how the you know, when the flood came, that water shot out with great pressure, bro.
happened.
had to be, because for it to break up the earth the way it did, you know. So niggas got washed away, bro. Niggas' whole body got broke up, man, just off the water pressure. You know?
Golly, that's power.
That's
power.
bro.
Like even the fucking just the you wash your car with.
Yeah.
That shit break skin. That shit take skin off your fucking body, man.
And I think that's the same precept in Isaiah. But the Lord said, I will break it, so they ain't gonna be no shard.
Yep.
You know, not even a piece, man. You know? So you had certain niggas that got hit with pressure, bro. Shit.
Yeah, that's like you say, shit. And the same thing, when the missiles come down, it's gonna cause volcanic eruptions, man. It's gonna cause all different type of shit to happen. The volcanic eruptions, tsunamis.
Not too long ago, Joe, it was a couple months ago. I believe it was El Yashawamba, but he was going into I think it's called slime pits, bro. Like there's a slime pits in America that's been started to fucking ooze oil or whatever the fuck, man. And that shit is highly flammable.
Yep.
So bro, like this bro, the Lord is preparing this bitch, bro. You know, there's a precept where it says heap on the wood for the fire. I want to say it's Ezekiel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think that's the same precept about the pot. The Lord said, I will leave you there and melt you, but it talks about gathering the wood.
Yep.
And that's, proverbially speaking, that's what's happening with this place, man. You know? The more you sin, that's the more wood that's being prepared, bro, for this fire, man. You know? You got it.
Ezekiel chapter 24. I'll start at verse 9. It says, Thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, woe to the bloody city.
And it was talking about Jerusalem at one point, which applies to America today, man.
Updating that to now, it's talking about America, a bloody fucking city. It was built up on what? The blood of the people on this side, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And to this day, all right, it's being upheld by the blood of our people. It says,
But Nahum 3:1, woe to that bloody city.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Destruction is coming to this bloody city, America, man.
which is full of lies. All right, that's how this place was established, off of deceit. Okay, it says, woe to the bloody city. I will even make the pile for fire great. Heap on wood, kindle the fire, consume the flesh, and spice it well.
And that's what's happening, man. You know? This judgment is being prepared, man. You know? It's spice it well. I'm thinking of how is it worded in the book of Psalm 75, is it? It says it is mixed. You know, in the cup, in the hand of the Lord, there's a cup. And it's red and it's full of mixture. Read that and go into that word mixture.
This is Psalm chapter 75. I start at 7. But Yahweh is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another.
Right, and that highlights the verse above that. It says that promotion cometh neither from the east nor the west nor from the south, but the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So the Lord is letting it be known that he ruleth in the kingdom of men, as it is written in the book of Daniel, right? Go ahead.
For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup.
Now that cup, we had to drink of that cup real quick. I know we holding Luke, but grab Isaiah 51, I think it is, and read the part where it says, you are drunken, but not with wine, stagger, but not with strong drink. It should be further down, probably 3 or 4 verses from the bottom.
It's verse 21.
Yep.
It says Isaiah 51
Yeah, you can start there.
and 21. It says, therefore hear now this.
One words, big as hell. You know you need glasses.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it.
Wow. God. Isaiah 51 and 22. Therefore hear now this. Thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine.
Right. So our people have been afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. What have they been afflicted and drunken with? The wrath of the Lord, man. You see? The Lord had us drink that cup, and it's going to further illustrate it. Go ahead.
It says, verse 22, thus said thy Lord, the Lord and thy power that pleadeth the cause of his people.
And this is the Lord pleading his cause for us here in these last days, man. by this mercy that's being extended unto us through our Lord Yahweh Shai and this gospel. You see? And this is the importance of when we go back to that Luke, highlighting, remember Lot's wife, man. The Lord is about to burn all this shit up. And he's extending an olive branch, so to speak, to us, man. Through our Lord Yahweh Shai, he's extending peace. I'm about to burn this bitch up, man. But I'm offering you peace in order to receive salvation and escape from what I'm about to bring. And you people is turning your back from that, man. Go ahead.
Shame on you.
The Lord is offering us relief from this cup, man. You know? But Jake is full of resentment. And guess what that resentment is going to bring you, man? You know, great suffering. You're going to die the death of the uncircumcised then, nigga.
Yep.
You know? Here it is. You the one that went off and committed, Jeremiah the 3rd chapter?
Yeah. Harlot.
Who haven't you lain with, man? As a wife treacherously departed from her husband, so have we done to the Lord, man. And now he's offering us return, and you turning up your fucking nose, man.
Yeah.
So you the one that's in fault, but you want to blame the Lord, just like a dirty ass nigga woman today.
No accountability.
She goes off and get pregnant by a whole nother man, and she come back and tell her husband he at fault.
Well, you wasn't home.
No attention.
Nigga, bitch, I was working.
You ain't give me no attention. But his ass working 12 hours, slaving,
So
barely getting any sleep.
to put a roof over your head, you dumbass bitch. These dumbass nasty bitches. But that's Israel. Like the brothers going into.
And that's Israel as a whole.
Like just how we put that when you put it in that context, that's how we did the Lord, man. And that's why this judgment. But again, he said what? Only return thou unto me in that Jeremiah. That
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge your faults, acknowledge your sins, and return thou unto me, and put off the whoredoms and put off your wickedness. That's what the Lord allowed us to do after we did all that fucking wicked shit. The Lord allowed us to return, but our people's like, man, fuck all that. All right, they still acting like whores. Okay, but go ahead.
It says, behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again.
And that's this message, man.
Message.
You know, the gospel is letting us know that comfort ye, my people. Tell her that her warfare is accomplished, meaning the Lord is taking this cup away from us, man.
Yep.
You see?
Limitations.
There's a little bit more of that cup that still needs to be drinking, and Lord, like, you drunk enough.
Yeah.
But you got the rest of Jake, so the Lord like, all right, I'm gonna let you finish that cup. And that cup gonna be this
Jacob's trouble.
It's gonna be this judgment to come, man. But the ones that repent and turn back, the Lord like, okay, you ain't gotta finish that.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
But to these that's refusing, the Lord like, well, now you gotta drink it.
Swallow it.
Now you gotta swallow it down, man. So now you gotta partake in the judgment that's meant, once again, highlighting that Matthew 25, this judgment to come is meant for the devil and his angels, man. Just like when Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, that judgment was specifically made for those dirty ass Sodomites. When the Lord brought the plagues upon Egypt, those plagues were specifically meant for those Egyptians.
Yep.
So as we see this judgment here, this judgment is specifically made for Esau and the wicked of this society. But you want to,
Go hand in hand. You want to join hand in hand. So now you're going to partake in that judgment. It's just that simple, man. And the Lord's mercy and his grace period is running out. You know what I'm saying? And now he's about to just, take his hand and let you just drown in that fire. You know?
You don't want to listen. You want it to be disobedient. We putting the blood on our doorpost.
Right.
Because we know the destroyer is coming. You were given straight commandment. Look, put this blood on your doorpost, the destroyer won't come into your house. You disobey. You taking it like the destroyer, the Lord's not going to do good or evil. All right? So when the sun go down, man, when it really get dark in this motherfucker, you're not going to have that protection. You're not going to have that luau, which is what? The blood of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach covering you, man.
You're taking it as if it's empty words or if we're mocking.
Yeah.
You know, just like how they looked at Noah or how Lot's sons-in-laws looked at him. You know? Or even during the time of Jeremiah. When Jeremiah was like, look, repent. The Lord is bringing this judgment by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar because of your sins. So what you need to do is you need to repent and submit to Nebuchadnezzar because the Lord has given this nigga the authority here in this time. And them niggas like, oh, you wicked and a man, war. You wicked in their hands. You know, this dude is for the Babylonians, calling Jeremiah a traitor. You know, so they took his message lightly, man. And here it is, Jeremiah was like, bro, I'm speaking in the name of Yahweh. And they were shunning that message, even in the 44th chapter. You had certain women and their husbands. They said, look, even though we know you speaking in the name of Yahweh, we gonna do what the hell we thought we gonna do. Nigga, what?
It's crazy.
So there's no excuse.
So this judgment that's about to be poured upon you, man, you're gonna be justified in partaking in it.
Well deserved.
That's that classic Hosea 4 and 6, man. You rejected the Lord, now he gonna reject your word. You know what I'm saying? I'll read this last one. Verse 23, Luke 17 and 23, it says, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over.
Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So now is the time where all that shit is over with, man. You see? So they were allowed to rule and walk all over us, man. And now that time is over.
We standing on our feet now. We're not on the ground no more. You know, we standing up. All right? In the name of, in boldness, in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, with the spirit of life within us. We ain't going down again after this, man. All right? Go ahead.
Well, that's that, what, Lamentations 4 and 21 and 22. This is our last captivity, man. This is the end all be all, man. We not about to, Russia is not about to get next. China is not about to get next.
We
All right.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't about to be no greater Israel project where the tiny tops is a superpower in the so-called Middle East.
No.
You know, where they're controlling resources and they dictate what's going on. No. You know? But there will be a superpower in that land in the world to come, man. And it's going to be governed underneath our Lord Yahweh Shai, and the house of David is going to be reestablished, man. And that's what's going to be known throughout the earth. See, right now, what they trying to build, they ain't trying to build the house of David.
Nah.
Nothing, they ain't even mentioning nothing about the house of David, man. You see? But in the world to come, it's going to be known and established that the house of David is rebuilt, man.
Come on now.
You see? There's a precept in Psalms where it says that there are set thrones.
Yep.
You know, even the thrones of David, roughly paraphrasing. When you read that in NLT, it says the dynasty.
Wow.
The dynasty of David, man.
David's dynasty.
And that's what's going. And David in the Hebrew is the wad, which means beloved. You see? So the beloved is gonna rule and sit on thrones in the world to come, man. You know, you got it back.
It says, bow down, that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street of them that went over.
Right, so we read that to show that the cup, we had to drink of it, man. You know, so this cup that's in the Lord's hand in this Psalm 75 represents his wrath and his judgment, you know? So we're seeing in the form of this gospel, this knowledge, that his wrath, right, is passing off of us, and now it's going unto our enemies, man. You see? But it starts by accepting our Lord Yahweh Shai. And if you don't accept Yahweh Shai and you reject Yahweh Shai, then the Lord's wrath is still abiding upon you, man.
Going to be dying.
And you're going to die the death of the uncircumcised. You're going to partake in this judgment that's meant for these heathen.
Die like
Because the Lord is going to look at you as a heathen, man.
Circumcise the heart.
You see? And we don't want that in this time, man. You know, imagine if the Lord looked at Lot as a sodomite.
Fire.
He wouldn't have delivered out of that.
Right, ain't no escape.
We want him to look at us as sons.
The Lord looked down during the time of what you said, the pre-flood behavior. The Lord looked down on the earth in the time of Noah, and you quoted it earlier, men's heart was evil continually, man. But yet, he seen Noah, and what did it say? He found grace in the eyes of the Lord, man.
Wow.
You see? So as the Lord looked down, and we're reading in that Luke, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. So just as it was during the time of Noah, pre-flood behavior, that's what's happening today. You see? So as the Lord looked down upon this earth in anger, it should call Lord Yahweh Shai. We should be walking and living and hoping that we're operating in a way to where the Lord looks down with grace upon us, man. You know, what's the percentage?
It's on 10%.
10%.
Yeah. I thought he might have took it with him. Salaki, I texted I let her tell him,
This is Psalms chapter 75 and 8. You was done, right?
Yeah, you can go back to 17.
Get that one. 17. It says, for in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them.
See, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them, man.
Wicked niggas too.
You know, and that includes the niggas who still want to operate like heathen. You know. So we don't want to, you know.
I want to drink the dregs.
Hell no. And that's the bitter. When you look at the dregs of the wine, you know.
All the sediment goes down to the bottom of the cup. That's the end of the cup, man. All right. Ezekiel chapter 24 and 9. It says, therefore thus said, I was gonna take that spot. No, it's good. My shit's straight to the end of it.
Didn't he renew it?
Yeah, I got 2 hours. Right?
Yeah.
It says, therefore thus saith the Lord, woe to the bloody city, I will even make the pile for fire great. Heap on wood, kindle the fire, consume the flesh, and spice it well.
Right. That's why we read that.
Yep, that mixture.
Yep, look up that word mixture.
This is back in Salakia. Psalms 75, going 75 and 8, going into that word mixture. It says, it's the Hebrew word masak.
It just says
It
mixture.
says of wine with spices.
Right. Because you know, wine that's prepared, you know, different spice and mixtures in it, man. You know, so it took time for that wine to be prepared. So there's just like this judgment, man.
It says
You know?
mingle as well.
Mingle, yeah. You know, we should look up the process of spiced wine. You know, look that up, Masha. The process of spiced wine. Go ahead.
Back in Ezekiel chapter 24, in verse 10, heap on wood, kindle the fire, consume the flesh, and spice it well. Let the bones be burned. So the Lord's brewing up some judgment for this place, man. And it's going to be perfect judgment. All right? It's going to be judgment in its perfection. It says that in the book of Isaiah 47. Ezekiel 24:9.
Hey, that was the point of Ezekiel. You was done reading it?
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read that, what I looked up?
The process of spiced wine? Yeah.
This is on the AI overview for process of spiced wine, and it says the process of making spiced wine, commonly known as mulled wine, involves gently heating red wine with spices, sweeteners, and citrus fruits to create a fragrant, warm beverage.
Gently heating it.
Yeah.
What's that been happening with this place? It's been heating up gradually, man.
Yeah.
You know, gently heating it up, so it's a prepared, judgment, man. If you read that Psalm 75 and it says cup in the hand is full of red and it's full of mixture, you go into that word mixture is spiced wine, man. You know, so you heat the wine up, you add the different, cinnamon or whatever ingredient that you add, man. Well, that's what the Lord is doing with this judgment, man. You know, and it's slowly heating up. That's why we read that Ezekiel where it says pile on the wood. You know, and we applied it to what these people, and they continue to going left and going in their sins. That's more wood being added to the fuel. You know, that's going to rain down upon these different individuals, man. But that's it. I'm pretty sure it's more in there, but that's it. Go
This is Isaiah 47:8. Therefore hear now this, thou that are given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection. For the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. You know, so it says it shall come upon thee in its perfection, man. You know, so just tying it in, like, you know, it's a process with the judgment. You know, the Lord he's bringing a perfect judgment, man. Everything's getting put into place, right? Even as we're seeing prophecy unfold with what's going on in Iran and this war, you know, now they sending in ground troops, you know what I'm saying? And everything's falling right into prophecy, and it's perfect, man. You know, so I just wanted to, you know, tie that point in.
You can jump back to the Luke.
All right, this is back in Luke 17 and verse 31. Verse 30. I'll read 29.
I was gonna say, because if the light's still red, what the fuck you laying on your horn for, man? Yeah, just being an asshole. Go ahead.
441 on it. All right, this is Luke chapter 17 and
like you don't ride past a church,
right?
You know, you know.
Luke 17 and 30, 29. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop and is stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away.
See, so don't be invested in nothing here, man. You got to be willing to drop anything here and let the shit go. You know, grab that in 2 Esdras 16, Masha. Okay. Start around, I think it's the 37th verse. Go ahead.
It says, and he that is in the field, let him likewise